So, this guy lived like a king. We're talking parties, stacks of cash, the whole nine, by turning his office into a personal ATM, then landed himself 28 years in federal prison. Yeah, no cap, this wasn't some street hustler. This was Kwame, the one-time rock star mayor of a major American city, Detroit. And he isn't just bending rules, he's running a straight-up shakedown operation from the damn mayor's office. We're talking about a dude who climbs to the top, the hip-hop mayor, they call him, full of promise, charm, the whole package. But under the surface, whole different story brewing, so Kwame gets in, right? First move, he's not alone. He brings his crew. His dad, Bernard, is in the mix. His main man, Bobby Ferguson, a contractor, is suddenly the guy for city work. They even set up something called the Kilpatrick Civic Fund. Sounds legit, almost noble. But listen, this thing, it's basically a private piggy bank. Money's flowing in from folks who suddenly find themselves needing city contracts big time. And it's all happening while Kwame is flashing that $1 million smile. And it doesn't stop there. It's escalating fast. City contracts in Detroit? Suddenly, they have a secret handshake. Contractors are figuring it out real quick. You want to build, you want to pave, you want to do anything in this city, you got to pay Kwame's guys. Bobby Ferguson's company? It's winning bids left and right, even when he's not the lowest bidder. How? Simple. Other contractors get strong-armed. They get told, hey, nice proposal, but you need to include Bobby on this set or else your permits get stuck, your inspections fail, your whole project grinds to a halt. We're talking pure old-school shakedown. And Kwame? He's the puppet master, pulling strings, making sure his friends get rich. It's a full-blown racket. Then comes the Sinagro deal. Get this. Detroit needs a new way to handle its, bio-sludge. Yeah, lovely. Multi-million-dollar contract on the table. Massive. And guess who's sniffing around? Kwame's crew. They are pushing Sinagro, a Houston company, super hard. Behind the scenes, there are whispers of fat consultant fees, shady payments, straight-up bribes going to Kwame's inner circle just to get this deal approved. We're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars changing hands, all to make sure Sinagro wins. Kwame's using the full weight of the mayor's office, pressuring city council, whatever it takes. It's blatant, it's brazen. And the money trail, it's leading right back to his buddies. And while all this is going down, while Detroit is struggling, Kwame is living like an absolute emperor. Bro, we're talking designer suits costing thousands, custom-made, first-class flights everywhere, luxury SUVs, a whole fleet of them. His security detail, they're not just protecting him, they're chauffeuring him. To golf games, to parties. There are even wild rumors about crazy parties at the Manoogian Mansion, the official mayor's residence. Stuff involving strippers and champagne showers. He's dropping city cash, his civic fund cash, your cash, like it's confetti. He even gets a city-issued credit card with a ridiculous limit and uses it for personal spa days, expensive dinners, you name it. The sheer audacity is off the charts. He's treating the city treasury like his personal checking account. But wait, it gets crazier. Kwame isn't just greedy, he's reckless. He's having this torrid affair with his chief of staff, Christine Beatty. And these two, they're sending each other thousands of steamy, explicit text messages on their city-issued SkyTel pagers. Like, Dre, did you really think no one would find these? So there's this whistleblower lawsuit, right? Cops claiming they were fired for investigating Kwame's alleged misconduct. Under oath, Kwame and Beatty both deny the affair. They lie, bold-faced lies. Then, bam! The Detroit Free Press gets their hands on over 14,000 of these texts, and they publish them. It's a bombshell. The texts don't just expose the affair. They show Kwame and Beatty conspiring, talking about firing people, all the dirty laundry. The city explodes. Now Kwame is cornered. The texts prove he perjured himself. So what does he do? He doubles down. He goes on TV, looking all sincere, saying, I want to apologize to all of you if I have let you down. But he's still fighting. He's still denying the extent of the corruption. He agrees to a plea deal on the perjury stuff, thinking maybe he can weather this storm. He gets a little jail time, probation, has to pay restitution. But the feds? Oh, they've been watching. They've been building a much bigger case. And this text message scandal just lit a fire under them. They see the pattern, lies, deception, abuse of power. So the FBI is digging. And they're not just looking at texts, they're following the money. They're talking to those contractors who got squeezed. They're looking at bank records, and people are starting to flip. His own father, Bernard, gets indicted. Friends are turning state's evidence. Because the heat is just too much. The feds are building a massive RICO case that's racketeer-influenced and corrupt organizations. The kind of charge they use for mob bosses. They're saying Kwame, his dad, and Bobby Ferguson ran the mayor's office like a criminal enterprise. Extortion, bribery, fraud, the whole 9 yards. This isn't just about a few shady deals anymore. This is about a systematic looting of a city. Then it drops, the federal indictment. It's huge, dozens of charges. Kwame is accused of running the Kilpatrick enterprise. The details are just stunning. How he allegedly strong-armed businesses, how he rigged contracts worth tens of millions, how he used non-profits to launder money. Detroit is reeling. This guy they hailed as a hometown hero, their charismatic young leader, is now facing decades in prison. Some people are furious, feeling betrayed. Others are just heartbroken. How could this happen? How could one guy and his crew get away with so much for so long? The city is divided, but one thing is clear. This is going to be a massive trial. The trial is a circus. Kwame is still defiant, still trying to project that old confidence. But the evidence is overwhelming. Witness after witness takes the stand, detailing the shakedowns, the payoffs, the fear. Bobby Ferguson is right there with him, facing the music. The prosecution lays out the money trail, showing how funds flowed from city deals into their pockets, funding their lavish lifestyles. They play recorded calls. They show emails. It's a mountain of damning proof. The defense tries to paint Kwame as a victim of circumstance, a young mayor overwhelmed, maybe a little careless, but not a criminal mastermind. But the jury isn't buying it. You can feel the tension in that courtroom. Every day, new revelations, more sleaze. It's like watching a crime syndicate crumble in real time. And then the verdict. Guilty. Guilty on multiple counts of racketeering, extortion, bribery, fraud. Bobby Ferguson? Guilty too. The courtroom is stunned, then erupts. Kwame just sits there, his face a mask. The hip-hop mayor is going down and hard. The judge doesn't hold back at sentencing. He talks about the betrayal of public trust, the damage done to Detroit, and he drops the hammer. 28 years in federal prison for Kwame. 28 years. It's one of the longest sentences ever handed down for public corruption. Kwame Kilpatrick. That's his full name. From the pinnacle of power in a major American city to a federal inmate number. His crew is dismantled. His dad gets a shorter sentence. Ferguson gets 21 years. The empire is finished. Detroit is left to pick up the pieces, to try and rebuild not just its finances, but its faith in public officials. It's a brutal lesson. Power corrupts, they say. And for Kwame Kilpatrick, it corrupted absolutely, turning a promising career into a shocking downfall. He flew too close to the sun, fueled by greed, and got burned bad. And the city he once led? It's still dealing with the fallout, a stark reminder of what happens when a leader becomes a boss in the worst way possible.